for the request for a church and office structure at Glenridge in Roswell Road, which is, I can never remember the number, Z09001. The purpose of tonight's meeting is for you to take a look at both the application that the applicant has brought in and the preliminary conditions of zoning that the staff has prepared. And so if you don't have one of these, go back and pick one up, because that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. There is also an 8.5 by 11 map that shows the property that's involved. What we're going to do is let the applicant do a brief presentation. He's promised me he'll be brief. And then I'm going to open it up for comments, and we'll go around the room and everybody can make their individual comments. If we keep the number as small as this and we don't have a large number coming in, you can probably speak pretty much at will, as long as we are respectful of each other in terms of time. So, 2 to 5 minutes would be the most for any individual who wants to speak, at least initially. We will try to make notes of your concerns. The job of the staff after this meeting is to go back and take the questions that you've raised and the comments that you've made and try to address them as part of preparing this case to go to Planning Commission. So with that as background, I'm going to have the applicant, Mr. Galloway, come forward and do the presentation.
My name is Woody Galloway with Gillard Galloway. I'm here representing the Church of Scientology in this request for a rezoning. The property is currently zoned to the O&I classification. It's subject to a number of conditions, one of which limits its use to office and professional uses, and that is specifically what we are asking to be changed so that the property can be allowed to be used as a church for church assemblies. And it is that religious assembly that is the distinction that requires the rezoning. This facility is an existing 46,000 square foot building. It's 3 stories on top of one level of what now is parking underneath in the basement level. The intent would be to convert the entire building for use for the church. It will include a number of public spaces, opening the reception area, etc. The largest gathering room, though, what we would typically say is a sanctuary, only accommodates a maximum of 200 folks. 174 is the actual maximum that is allowed in that one room because of the square footage associated with that. So it does not anticipate a large gathering at any one point in time, and that's typical of the Church of Scientology. Their current facility over in Dunwoody, the average attendance at their Sunday 11 a.m. service averages 20. So it's not like there are a lot of people that come at any one point in time to that. Now, they do have special gatherings where they come together on a quarterly type basis, and so that could be substantially more, say 200 folks at any one time. But for that, they will make arrangements as far as having traffic control or parking, etc. They can accommodate those levels of folks. As I indicated, the existing zoning is O&I. The property is grandfathered as it relates to the site. The building, they do not anticipate changing or enlarging the building. So the existing perimeter will remain the same. They will just upgrade and enhance the existing appearance, the facilities that are there now, and substantially upgrade the facility. There was at the last meeting, there was a question about the total number of folks that are in the existing church. They do have 600 folks that are on their active case with a lot of church facilities, active roles means that they've been there once within the last 2 or 3 years. So in terms of the number of people that are active that come there on a given week, the church has told me that on a extremely good week, they might have 100 people come through the facility during the entire week. So it's not, now they do intend to grow, but in terms of the total numbers that are over there now, that's the number, and they do anticipate growing. But again, it's not the kind of traditional Christian church where everybody who goes there tends to come together at 11 a.m. on Sunday morning. They don't tend to do that. And so it's spread out. They have course times. It's generally based on one-on-one type instructional course work or classroom work, which we would associate with a Sunday school type facility at a church. So with that, we really aren't asking for significant change. Again, the significant change is the right to have a religious assembly on the property.
For those who came in later, if you do not have a copy of the conditions of zoning, if you could go to the back and pick them up. Those are the topic of the conversation tonight. This is a community developer resolution meeting, so I want to make sure that we're all talking for the same thing. I'd like to give everybody an opportunity to either, and what I'd like you to do, because we are recording the meeting, is to just have you come forward and identify yourself and give us your address and make your comments. And as I've said, 2 to 5 minutes per person. We'll try to go through everybody who wants to speak first. Then if we have more conversation at the end, we'll come back around and do it again. But I'm going to probably just start, if it's okay, with the front row here, and ask those folks in the front row if there's anyone that wants to come forward and make comments. And I'll just work my way around the room.
I'm Tricia Thompson. I'm the zoning chairman of the Sandy Springs Council of Neighborhoods, and I live at 145 River North Drive. The Council of Neighborhoods is here to advise the neighborhoods and assist them with their opposition to this project. I'm working with the applicant yesterday. The applicant, for just double checking, Ms. Woody, has agreed that, and will condition it in, that there will be no overnight stays, no overnight residential use at all on this property. Woody's nodding.
Yes.
There will be no Narconon projects conducted at this facility.
What does that mean? What was the word?
Excuse me, let her do her presentation. We'll answer the questions at the end.
Mr. Galloway will answer that one for you.
Take a minute.
The applicant has agreed to address sidewalks, making sure that there are sidewalks on the Roswell Road frontage and the Glen Ridge frontage that will accommodate any and all parking or future parking. At this point in time, the applicant has been unwilling to address a capacity cap.